Well, the theme was technology-driven innovation for sustainable living. The university hosted a forum where the youth were given an opportunity to present their entrepreneurship ideas. Now, that is the basis of our discussion tonight. And with me, I have Victor Kimwamu on my immediate right. And then I have Immaculate Mudhoki, got it right this time.
Yes, sure.
And Anne Gige on the far end. And I want to congratulate you, first of all, Immaculate Mudhoki, because I understand you pitched an idea from ideation and now it's a successful business. It's a startup. Tell us your journey, how it has been.
Well, thank you so much for this chance. So it has been a good journey, I can say, because after I presented my idea, I went immediately and I started doing something on it. I didn't just go back because I presented. I didn't just go and sit down, but I went and started implementing slowly and slowly. And from that time, I've seen that commitment and that consistency that I've been able to put up in that business. Today, I can say that it is going to be a successful business.
Mm-hmm. Sure. What space are you in? What industry are you in?
In digital entrepreneurship and digital marketing trainings.
Mm-hmm.
So I offer digital marketing trainings to the startups, anyone who wants to start a business and they do not know where to start. So I come in and I train them on how they can be able to start, how they can package themselves. That one now we call it digital entrepreneurship. And then we train them about social media marketing, how they can be able to air out their businesses before they open the physical locations. Yeah, so that is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kindly walk us through, the steps that you took, the process of turning that idea into a business, the key milestones that you had to achieve to get where you are.
All right. The first thing that I started is when I went back home, I asked myself, what am I good at? And then I discovered that I was good in trainings. I was good in speaking out to the people into the community and even outside there. So what I did first is I did the first registration of the business name. Mm-hmm. And that was done through the eCitizen platform where I went and I registered my business at 1,000 shillings. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I continued my steps of learning and educating myself on a day-to-day basis through the online platforms. And then from there, I started getting clients, and these clients who were getting back to me, they wanted to know much about digital entrepreneurship or the digital marketing, the social media, how do they operate? So I didn't open a physical shop first. What I did first, I sensitized my social media platforms. I started with Facebook. I made myself visible to the social media platforms, and then I started telling people of what I am doing. And from there, now I'm able to be here where I am today because of social media, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Over to you, Victor. Victor Kimwamu is the president of the Economic Students Association of Kenya.
Sure.
What motivated you to come up with such contests?
All right. Thank you, Munene. And good evening to viewers once again. Firstly, let us understand the background of an economist. Well, an economist is someone who studies the society or the community in space, mm-hmm. and you attempt to use the resources that are there to bring impact. Mm-hmm. Well, an economist is an expert. Number two, if you look at the word innovation in any innovate in any dictionary, mm-hmm. they'll tell you that to innovate is to come up with a new idea or make changes to an already existing idea. But what are you making changes to? New changes over time. Mm-hmm. Now, this is the second summit mm-hmm. of innovation that we are coming up with. The first one happened last year at the Catholic University on the same date, 22nd of February. Mm-hmm. This one is the second one, the same date, 22nd of February. There's nothing special about the date. It's just a good coincidence. Okay. But what motivates us to come up with such challenges? Number one, Munene, we are in a crisis of unemployment.
Okay.
And who suffers with this unemployment most? It's us, the youths. Number two, we're in a crisis of the cost of living. Mm-hmm. Who suffers in the cost of living most? People who are not having payslip. I'm not sure, Munene, if you have payslip. I'll assume yes. But most of us youths don't have the payslip. Mm-hmm. So the motivation to come up with such summits is number one, you want to attempt to see, can we solve the question of unemployment? Can we solve the question of cost of living? And Munene, I'll just bring you slightly closer. Mm-hmm. Probably during such startups, yes. The question would be, are we solving these questions there and then? Definitely no. And I'll walk you through why we are doing this and the impact and every other thing till the very end. And then probably Immaculate will mention this to you, that her idea was pitched our first summit. Mm-hmm. And here she is today.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Great, great. How was the first summit? How many contestants came? How many showed up? And how many projects or ideas got to the final stage?
Thank you. The first summit, we had 7 ideas. 7 ideas. Now, the 7 ideas, and allow me to bring a little bit back. KESA is a national umbrella. Now, we cover 32 associations in the Republic of Kenya. Now, for the 32 associations, each and every association is expected to come up with a project to solve an idea under the theme and the thematic areas. Now, in the first summit, we had 7 ideas being showcased as a project. Now, the 7 ideas, we were revolving around health innovations, climate action, agriculture, fintech, and from these 7 ideas, we had 4 that are already existing as startups. Now, the question, therefore, we'd want to understand is, how do we then work with these ideas till the very end? It's as simple as this. We get an idea, listen to it, the panel of judges advise, we rectify it over time, then we mold you by attaching you to a partner.
Okay.
The partners will work with you, will provide you with the necessary assistance, be it incubating you, financial assistance, and over time we will be there also to support you in either way that we can.
And I want to throw this out to Anne Ngige, who's the chairperson of MKU Economic Students Association. Tell us about the success stories. And of course, I know Muthoki is one of them. What has the journey been like in terms of the success stories that you've seen?
Thank you, Munene. Good evening once again. I would say that first, we as Economic Club from Mount Kenya University, it is a platform that we have been given to integrate academics and work. That is the workspace, that you can be able to connect these students so that they can be able to experience the work environment apart from the academics. Now, when we were able to host the summit, one of the ideas that we presented as per now, because this is the first event that we have hosted in Mount Kenya University.
Okay.
It has given us a platform, like for the lady, she has been able to interact with some of the sponsors who are there, and we thank God because one of the sponsors has gotten interest with her idea, and for us, that is a big up for us. At least she can be able to walk through, and maybe one day she can be like Muthoki here.
Well, Muthoki, you did this, you pitched your idea while you're still studying.
Yes, yes.
So what was the balance like? How are you balancing your schoolwork and busy trying to be an entrepreneur?
Wow, thank you so much. I was really doing like a daily plan of my day. When I wake up, of course, I wake up very early at around 4, so that you can be able to plan your day. You're able to plan your social media because that is where you'll be able to get your clients from. So you plan your social media, you plan your content through the day, and now you're able to go to class and able to study. So my work was very easy because also I'm so much energetic because I'm a young person, of course. So I'm able to focus and I'm able to plan my day. So it was not stressful. And when I get my clients, all of them, maybe I do an online training, and if it is a physical training, I would do it on a holiday or maybe on a weekend. Well, still on you.
Well, there are a lot of people, millions of people worldwide have ideas. What do you think sets successful, entrepreneurs apart from people who just have ideas and it ends at that ideation stage?
All right, thank you. Implementation and packaging. Because if you have not been able to implement the idea that is in your head, you're not be able to gain money from it. So let me just paraphrase it. Let me say that if I could have presented my idea and say, oh, I've presented it to the Innovation Summit, then I go back and still wait again to present it again, it will still be within me. And there's no day that I will get a time to be able to implement it. But the moment that I went to implement it, I started a journey to the success of my business or to the success of what I want to be. So the moment you don't implement the idea that you want to do in life, that means that there's no success and there's nothing that is going on with your life. So you have to be, the idea that you got, don't wait too much so that you can be able to get money, because that one I did not wait. What I did, I said, I have the social media platforms. Why can't I start with this so that I can be able to build up myself with a period of me building myself, people started coming to support me. KESA was there to support me, to work with me, and to guide me. Even today, I can say KESA has really helped me to give me a lot of platforms so that I can be able to upgrade from one level to another. After that, I was able to get even a chance to go to Maseno University to speak to the students about startups and to encourage them on how they can be able to start their own businesses, even in the comfort of their homes, because we don't need physical shops. We do not need those physical apartments and all that. Let's start from home as we scale up now to go to the physical places. Yeah.
Victor, during the first contest, I'm sure there are ideas that didn't make the cut, but there were great ideas nevertheless. So what happens? Do you advise the people who come to pitch to go and refine their ideas, or it ends at that? Once you miss the cut, that's it?
Well, thank you. Munene, I don't want to build up from where Mudoki has asked, and it's a very interesting question you asked about, what sets you apart from any other person who has an idea globally. I think we the youths must realize that, it's one thing to be courageous to have an idea to present it, but it's another thing to have the consistency to implement that idea. So we say at KESA that consistency is key, but we say courage is key, but consistency is king. Now, why are we saying that? Because the ideas that were presented there, not all of them made it to see the light of the day. But what do we do in our capacity as an association? One, we work with you. And by the same ideas, the other three that were not presented have been represented at Mount Kenya just yesterday. Okay. So now our aim is we've fine-tuned them, and they're now better ideas as compared to what were presented last year. What have we done? Basically, we have worked with you. We've taken you to the experts in the field and say, now, if your idea was on health, we visited, and by the way, this is from what has happened over the last 1 year. We visited 2 hospitals and say, how feasible is what this young man, this young woman has that would benefit? Give us your thoughts on this. Okay. So we restructure it again. Munene, we must also appreciate that innovation starts from the mind. And this is just probably a bit from what you asked, Anne, that you see, as young people, and we must agree that the mindset must first be turned and shifted.
All right, I want to engage Anne just a bit. Anne, how can people, in your opinion, how can people protect their ideas? Because there are issues of intellectual property, and some people might fear coming out and presenting their ideas to a panel of judges, thinking that someone somewhere could be watching or lurking somewhere waiting to steal the idea. What do you think should be done to encourage more and more youth to come out and say, you know what, here's my idea, and it is viable? Okay,
thank you. I remember when we were preparing for this summit, that is one question that ran in our minds, and we were like, okay, for the process of the pitching, which was happening yesterday, first we had to undergo some processes. You have to write a report, you have to send your slides, and we were asking ourselves, when we do this, what if the assessor, the person who is reading our reports, tend to take our idea and maybe sell it somewhere else? But I really thank God, because of Mount Kenya University, we've been provided an innovation hub. That is a place where as long as you have an idea, as long as you feel like you can become innovative, they've given us a space where they're taking us through the process. And one thing that I know is this: I am the one with the idea. So as long as I'm selling to you, I can't give you the whole package.
I want to take you back. I just want to take you back. While you were thinking, you had the thought that someone somewhere might steal your idea. I want to hear the final, the final decision. What did you finally decide on?
What we decide on is this. One, I am the mastermind.
Okay.
So if they can have, or they can think of taking my idea, they cannot have the basic of it. Simply because I am the one who is generating it. It is my mind. So they can never have it all. They can just have a bit of it. And therefore, it gave me a safe space, even to go and showcase our skills. Yeah.
So let me ask you, Immaculate, looking back, is there anything you think you would do differently to make even the idea big? I'm not saying it's not big, but do you think there's anything you would have done to make the idea even bigger?
Yeah, I would continue learning to gain more skills and to perfect my ideas so that I can be able to reach the global market. Because I understand that in terms of digital marketing and digital entrepreneurship, which is now different from the normal entrepreneurship that we do in Kenya, now we're going to the digital entrepreneurship where it's not a must for you to go physically. You can start from home. That is why we're including digital entrepreneurship. So I would continue learning, innovating more, and getting more skills, and also now reaching out back to the community to empower other young people so that now they can be able to start their own startups.
Victor, we live in a world where now issues of inclusivity and diversity are really key. How do you ensure that there's inclusivity and diversity, especially to the underrepresented groups?
All right. Thanks, Munene. Firstly, of the 32 associations that KESA encompasses, we have close to 6 who we consider in the most marginalized part of the country, all the way from, Taita Taveta County, Taita Taveta University, all the way to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Now, we are not saying that they are very much marginalized because these are institutions of higher learning there. But what you're saying is that, number one, what we do as an association to ensure inclusivity, we go to the grounds ourselves, see. And when we go there, we work with officials ourselves and say, now, gentlemen, why are you secluded? For example, if you find seclusion. Now, when you go there, when you do the public lectures in this university with our partners, we ask them, what else can we do to ensure that even the people living PPWDs, as they put them, are encompassed in this? Because over time, you just realize that the main question about inclusivity is, can they get the avenue? Can they get the resources to do this? That is what we are trying to provide. That is our cutting edge. Can we provide this to these people so that they all come on board? And Munene, getting 25 universities in one platform is not...
It's quite huge.
It's not easy.
It's quite huge.
So the inclusion that KESA is doing, I can assure you, I have not, and even if there is, then there will not be an association, a student-based association, bringing together close to 25 different institutions, not just universities, but colleges as well, technical training institutions, and even people, who we don't consider as people who are already on the higher education. People who are just, you left high school and for some reason you didn't join, but you have an idea, we bring you on board. Yes.
Well, you've talked about the incubation hub at Mount Kenya University. 2 questions for you.
Sure.
Who do you partner with, and is it open to students from other universities?
Okay, thank you. First, the incubation hub right now is partnering with the World Bank.
Okay.
They are one of our sponsors there. And even Mount Kenya University is also one of the sponsors. What happens there, they expose us to different opportunities that are liable for our students to participate in. Another question, to answer your question, is only students from Mount Kenya University that can be able to access the Innovation Hub. Yeah.
All right. So as the organizers, back to you, Victor, what are some of the challenges that you've encountered during the planning process?
All right. Thank you, Munene. Challenges are wide and far, but we thank God that we are resilient enough. I'll take you through a few. One, we have an administration in our universities who are constrained with resources. Partly you may want to blame them, but you find yourself not in positions to. You see, for a university to entrust you that students are coming from as far as Bondo, Jaramogi Oginga, or Pwani University to come attend a summit invited, it's a question of what value do they see in this summit.
Okay.
And so convincing this administration is always not a very easy work. And so we pray that over time the administrations we've worked with can be smooth enough so that they allow our students come and witness this firsthand, so that we have a change in the mindset I was telling you about. Two, Munene, if you ask me, such innovation summits should take place even a week. Truly, they should take place even a week, but we are constrained to a day. Why? We are short of resources.
Okay.
Student-based association that are doing the much they can, but resources to do this perfectly, if we can, we are really constrained because of these resources. Number 3, I'm just trying to summarize all this together. Number 3, we have the challenge of, partners who can support freely. There's always a question we've been asked at, how can students support my company? And you wonder, you guys were in this position a few years back. So the position of how can you support the student fraternity should, if you ask me, should not come from any partner. We are seeking you because we've seen what you can do with the student fraternity. And as economists, we also ask you, how can our association benefit your company? And that is the trade, if anything, we want to do with you. We want you to help us. We want to also to help you to achieve your vision and mission. Perhaps a few minutes, Monen, if you allow me. There's always the question of, when a graduate applies for a job, there's always the question, what 4 years, 1 year experience, and they're just fresh from campus. I think we look at this question differently. This question just attempts to ask what expertise, what skills can you bring? This summit engages our students and gives them these skills, this expertise through this innovation. You see, the innovation starts from the mind. Yes. So the expertise, the experience all begin from the mind. And so once our member, our KESA member nationally leaves campus, we believe that the question of experience will not be something that our member will be asked. And so our partners must understand that we are not just students, but we are students with benefit. Yes.
Well, that's a good one. So back to you, Immaculate. What do you think gives you a competitive edge on your competitors in the field that you're in?
Innovation. Because AI is here with us. And also, okay, what I learned from Kenya best is that as the startups, they do not want to embrace the digital marketing space. They are still ish with it. They are still not trusting the social media platforms, and they still want to practice the part of sales and marketing, which now it's currently not working, because knocking other people's doors at this current state, it's something that is devastating. Someone coming to sell you something, they might be like, I don't want to buy it today, but you seeing it on social media, you might want it to buy because you are interested in to buy. So this is what I can say, that we need to change our way of marketing, and all the business startups and even the businesses in Kenya, we need to go to the digital platforms and start marketing our products and our services, so that even people out of the country, globally, locally, they are able to see our products and they are able to buy, and even our services. So it's our way to package ourselves, and we are able to market ourselves into the social media, and we are able to innovate everything that is in Kenya today.
And your startup is slightly over a year old. How's the journey been like? Do you already have some clients?
Yeah, sure. I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I usually get them from online on how I usually pitch my ideas to my clients. So I first give them an importance of them having a social media presence. And then when I give them an importance of them having a social media presence, I'm able to take them through the steps on how they're able to get into the social media. Maybe if it is Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, TikTok marketing, and they're able now to embrace it, and after a number of days, then they're able to see some results from the social media presence. I don't say that it comes immediately, but by consistency and even you trusting the social media platforms, then it really works for the business people. Yeah.
And I know you can't speak on behalf of the incubation hub, but I'm sure you know a thing or two about how the hub works. How do you measure, or how do you measure the impact of success of startups that are successful beyond funding the founders?
I would say currently, I would give it 60 to 70%, simply because from the beginning, when the innovation was being started in Mount Kenya University, we've had several numbers of the innovations that right now are already working, or they're already business enterprises. And innovation have given us a platform where we can be able to compete even internationally with our project. Because of recent, we have some of the innovation which are being supported by internationals. So for us, I would say it is an advantage for us, and I would give it a 60 to 70% of its working. Yeah.
All right, Victor. What are your future plans? Right. What are your future plans now? The contest. How are you going to make them better, and get to include more and more people in your journey of creating young entrepreneurs?
Yeah. I think when you're asking me about our strategic plan, but
mention what you can.
All right. I was hoping, firstly, that Immaculate here would say that we are also part of our clients.
Okay.
Sure.
So beyond everything we do, we also support you to now proceed on. Beyond these two events, and just to brief you, Munene, we have 2 national events every year. Okay. Other than the regional events and the on-campus events. So what you're doing to make this better is that we are now doing MOUs with companies that we consider can help us.
Oh, great.
Close to 2 weeks ago, we signed an MOU with Kipra to help our students do research. You see, any innovation needs prior knowledge to what you're innovating, how are you going to, what difference are you bringing? So we are doing MOUs with companies. We signed an MOU with Kipra. We are looking forward to signing an MOU with IEA, Tyvans, some of our longest serving partners, amongst other very many that are still on the sidelines here. And number 2, Munene, we are looking forward to now having more than one-day projects. What we're trying to say is we're looking forward to having more partners on board. Now, partners who can truly work with these people. Beyond this project, you see, what we do is we take a project, attach it to a partner. No, we don't want that. We want partners to freely take these projects up, okay? What we will do is just maybe oversee what is going on, how it is going on. And number 3, Munene, we are looking forward to now bringing more experts on board. You see, we say that you can be working, but you have, minimal expert here. So the experts we want to bring on board, we just don't want to bring them on these summits, but we want to bring them even on the universities themselves, all right? So that if you walk with today, we go to Jaramogi Oginga or Maseno or Kenyatta University, work with 5 experts, a day's workshop, and we're good. I think from that itself, we've even changed the mindset of a few people. Truly, you said a lot of people have ideas in the world, but the cutting edge for people who can present theirs, and those who are seated, it's very huge. So our main target this time is to bring more ideas, so that we can see over and beyond what can we do? Can we be the change you're talking about? And then finally, I'll just walk you through what we're planning to do to make this better. We are doing workshops for our leaders in the universities. You see, we have a structure.
University leaders.
Yes, we have a structure of who leads in this campus, who leads in this campus. So we want to do workshops so that our leaders get, the morale they need, they get the expertise and the skills they need, so that when we do these summits, these debates, these public lecturers, we also have leaders who are ready to learn. See, Munene, it's as good as saying you're led by a lion, but your followers are. You can answer that. Yes. Okay,
I'm going to give each of you 1 minute to give us a parting shot, and I want to start with Anne. Give us your parting shot in the interest of time.
My parting shot would be, I would say it this way. This was given by my lecturer, that when you do your best, be it an innovation, be it an idea, be it a business, nobody can beat your best. Just do your best.
Powerful. Over to you, Immaculate.
Thank you so much. My curtain shot will be that startups or anyone who would want to start, they should not wait for too long. They should start even if it is tonight, for them to be able to implement and to be consistent in what they are doing. Yeah, so you can just get in touch on us so we can be able to train you, we can be able to walk you through the personal branding of business through Everglow Digital Solutions.
Sorry, what's the name again?
Everglow Digital Solutions across the social media platforms.
Okay, thank you so much. Victor, finally.
Today, 70% of Kenya is covered with technology. But the big question is...
And I wanted to ask you, most modern startups, use tech a lot, but I've not heard you say that you want to partner with big tech companies, but yeah, go ahead.
By the way, for the records, you're working with Safaricom.
Awesome.
The CEO of Safaricom, Mr. Peter Legwa, is quite helpful. He's graced us with his presence in a couple of times. So we are looking forward to working with most of them. I was saying that 70% of Kenya today is covered with about 70% technology.
Okay.
All right. So the big question at the end of the day is, whatever you're doing, who is watching? Okay, you can be doing something really good, Munene, but the people who are watching are not the targeted audience. So what we're saying at KESA is that come let us unite, but we don't unite for anything, but we're uniting for a purpose. And we say that at KESA that we are the young suckers that will grow when the old banana tree dies. So our time is now, so that when this banana tree goes away, we don't ask ourselves who will protect us from the wind, who will protect us from the sun. We have the skills, we have the expertise, we have the knowledge, and we have the experience we need for tomorrow today.
Oh, thank you very much for that very important discussion. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Victor Kimwamu there, the President of Economic Students Association of Kenya, Kesa Immaculate Mudhoki, the CEO of Everglow Digital Solutions, and Ann Gige, the Chair of MKU Economics Students Association, Mkwesa, talking about startup opportunities in the country and incubation for young startups. Thank you so much, viewer, for watching this until this tail end of the broadcast. My name is Eric Munene. Rhoda Nyamai was assisting us on the sign language interpretation area. Thank you so much for watching. Up next is Wabebe.